Hi there, my name's Matt. I thought I would give you a quick reply here that was faster to do over voice. So, advice for building a product roadmap from scratch. And interestingly, you're talking not about a software product, which is typically most of what we see on the subreddit, but about a chemical product. And so that certainly does change the game and probably many of the responses. So in my career, back early in my career after university, I went to work at Motorola, and I was in semiconductors, and I was a product engineer, which is probably pretty similar to product management, but at least in name, there was a lot more to it when you're working on a chip versus working on software. So kind of like, in that case, I'm kind of drawing from some experience, and I'll try to help out or give my 2 cents here. So obviously, Agile doesn't really play a part here because you don't have this kind of iterative release capability, and you have things like, there's probably a significant amount of testing and reliability and quality assurance and many other things that could be, required by the industry or even just mandated from the government, depending on what you're doing. So there's probably a much longer cycle there. Iterations probably don't exist in the way that software thinks of them. And of course, recalls are probably pretty expensive, and large scale iterations are expensive too. You don't typically release multiple versions of a product like that, over time with additional features, whatever that means in a chemical sense. So that probably goes out the window. I do think, though, I would say think in terms of value and prioritization and dependencies. So I saw you talking about your roadmap, and you were looking at, putting up a Gantt chart and using a RACI chart and things like that. I get where you're coming from there. But I think in terms, if you think in terms of value, what does value look like in terms of the capabilities of this product, right? So if you're going to be doing a roadmap, right, a roadmap for this product, then it seems like you might have some, I'll call features or things that you want to release earlier, and things you may want to release later. So what does that really mean? Does it mean that you're going, how do you prioritize that, right? Are you thinking in terms of revenue? Is it design wins, or other companies that are integrating your product into theirs? Are you capturing new market share? Are you stopping existing customers from switching? Is there any kind of cost reduction that happens when you integrate certain features in that make it easier for your company to produce the product? So those are some of the things I think about in terms of value, and that may help then with the prioritization. So what comes first, what comes next? It may be that you can, if you have a choice between A, B, and C, and A is going to really affect your revenue, then maybe you want to do A first. But then, of course, you have to balance that with what I would say are dependencies. So it might be that you have a number of things to do, but some are building upon the others. So certainly you would have to prioritize some core functionality beneath, or first, and then everything can build on top of that, and you enable other features in the future. So that's one way to position it or to think about it. I didn't see you mention anything about, the value creation. I hate to use that phrase, but the value creation in your roadmap, and it might be a good way to baseline your argumentation for a roadmap priority, right? If you're going to do these steps or these capabilities in your roadmap, what does that really mean? And of course, you also can think about de-risking, right? Are there certain things that you can do earlier that are going to de-risk the other features, other capabilities in your roadmap later on? And that's certainly one to consider as well. Anyway, I hope that helps. You have a good day. Take care.